So how do you actually drive quality traffic to your own web shop?
What we see brands are doing that are very successful is that it's providing inspiring content on the website.
How can brands ensure they convert browsers into buyers?
They should see as little friction as possible.
Hi, I'm Elena and this is Business Casual. And today we're talking about your own web shop and how to convert browsers into buyers and buyers into loyal fans. And today I'm joined by Christian Dethlefs, Head of Business Consulting at SCAYLE. Welcome, Christian.
Hi, Elena. Happy to be here.
Before we dive into it, because I'm sure you know everything about own web shops, I have a fashion question for you. We always start this way. When it comes to shopping clothes, are you looking for kind of one-of-a-kind piece, or do you prefer to have a highly curated experience when things are offered to you?
A few years ago, I was maybe more the treasure hunter experience type of person. Now, I actually value if a brand, an online shop, knows me as a customer and recommends the products I tend to like more, so I don't have to spend endless time scrolling through the website.
But let's start at the top of the funnel. So how do you actually drive quality traffic to your own web shop? Is performance marketing still very relevant?
It is, especially now with AI and online chatbots. We see that through performance marketing, there's also new channels still coming in, which also means that retailers have to rethink a little bit how they approach performance marketing. But apart from performance marketing, what we see brands are doing that are very successful is that it's all about inspiring content. So providing inspiring content on the website that inspire obviously existing customers, but also new customers.
And how do you create this experience from the tech stack perspective? What is needed to enable this inspiration?
So what's at least very helpful is if your backend is basically detached from the front end. So you're as flexible as possible, meaning you have a very solid backend system that just runs the online shop. And on top of that, you can tailor your front end to your own needs. So basically, whatever you prefer, you can just adjust in the front end, but the backend is still running. You don't have to do many adjustments.
Makes sense. And then the brands can also have their IT resources focused on front end as opposed to back end.
Correct.
Let's talk about conversion now. How can brands ensure they convert browsers into buyers? And again, what kind of technology can enable that?
I think what's most important is to offer a seamless journey from first touch point, from first entry to the web shop, to then the final checkout. If customers now come to your web shop, they should see as little friction as possible. So anything that somehow stops the consumer from proceeding in the checkout journey is potentially a reason for them to just go to a different web shop.
What could it be?
So that could be page speed, for example, right? A slow loading website, which means there's just a few seconds where customers have to wait until something is loading, which can be super frustrating. This can be unclear call to action, so buttons that are not 100% clear, so customers get confused where now to click on, how to add a product to a basket, how to proceed to checkout. Could also be missing information, basically. So having no information on shipping costs attached to products. And then they go to checkout, and at some point, maybe the last step, they suddenly find out that there are higher shipping costs, and then they get frustrated.
So let's say you fixed kind of those common mistakes that prevent the consumer from converting. What can you actually do to differentiate within the conversion journey?
I think personalization is a huge topic here. What that means is basically that you understand your customer, you know kind of the journey, so past purchases. You use that to maybe suggest or recommend products that they like to buy in the past, so they might prefer these products over other products also in the future.
To enable that, you probably need advanced segmentation capabilities, right?
Yes, so you need to track obviously what your customer does on the website. So obviously this only works for customers that already have a profile, not necessarily for new customers. But for those, and I mean, these are very valuable customers, that's obviously a focus topic. How can you convince them to buy again, knowing what they already bought, when their birthday is, for example, when they purchased last time.
And what about localization? It's quite important to localize when you're selling across Europe. What kind of capabilities do you need within your web shop to localize effectively?
Yeah, so there's also different topics. One very important topic is payment methods, for example. We see with many brands that we work with is that understanding or acknowledging that different countries have different preferences in terms of payment options is very important.
Thanks for unpacking this topic with me today, Christian.
Sure, happy to be here.
And that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in to Business Casual. Keep dressing Europe, and we'll see you soon.